Hello everybody and good morning. My name is Miss Hanan and today we're gonna take the story of Bad Dog Dodger in Unit 5 and we're gonna learn how to read, how to extract the information and the vocabulary from the text. So first I want you to open the page 256. In this picture, as you can see a horse and this man is feeding that horse, and you can see here there's a little cat and the boy he's putting his cat between the hands of a doctor, maybe to examine that cat, or maybe she's sick, or maybe she's need injection or some type of medicine. If you go also for the next page 257, you will find a horse and some kids that are feeding that horse. You will find a dog and these kids that are playing and washing that dog. Okay, my question here, why do you think these people, they are taking care of these pets and they are washing them, they are feeding them, they are watering them, taking care of them? Why? Yes, because they are their responsibility. Now, if you have a pet, you have to know that you have to take the responsibility of that pet, and before you buy it, you have to learn some information about that pet. For example, how to feed it, what kind of food he's eating, what kind of things he likes to drink, what kind of things he likes to do if you have that pet. For example, if you have a dog, the dogs, they can never staying inside the house. They have to go outside and walk. If you have a cat, cats are playful animals. They love to play with the owner. So if you don't play with it, that it will affect it and maybe it will get sick, and maybe that pet by the time it will die, because you have to know what kind of things that pet require. So before we buy anything in our life, we have to learn to take the responsibility of that thing and to be responsible people and to be caring and loving people for those animals, for community, and for anything around us. Okay, so let's start with the story Bad Dog Dodger. And as we learn, we have first to start with the author and the genre. So let's go for page 264. Okay, in this picture, as you can see, there's an ear of some kind of animal and a body of some kind of animal. What kind of animal is that? Yes, maybe it's a dog, because the story is about Bad Dog Dodger. So, who's the author of this story, huh? The author of, as you can see here, it's written always by. If you find the word by, then the name after it, it will be the author. So we have Barbara Abercrombie. Barbara Abercrombie, if you go for the page 279, you will find some information about this author. She's an old woman who's writing stories for children. And she actually started to write these stories when she was only 6 years old. This is the author. You see, she's an old woman. She's writing stories for children, but she started to write when she was only 6 years old. Wow. You see, that's why we are learning writing. Because if you start to write since now and practice yourself every time, so maybe if you grow up after a while, you will find that you can not only write in paragraphs, but you also can write books, or you can write little stories or novels or anything from your imagination or from the stories that you have. For Barbara, she's writing about Bad Dog Dodger, but she had herself, when she was a young girl, she had a dog, the same dog of Dodger. It was a black dog, a small dog, and he has something white color around his eye. And now when she grew up, she decided to write a story about that dog for children. You see how things around us, it can affect us in some way in our life. So let's go back for the genre of this story, huh? What is the genre of this story? The genre of this story is realistic. Yes, it's realistic fiction. Excellent. It's realistic fiction. What does it mean, realistic fiction? If you can remember without looking. Yes, realistic fiction. Excellent. Realistic fiction is when you have a story, part of it is real and part of it is from my imagination. That's why I call it realistic fiction. So it's something I imagine it. I write it from my imagination, but it can happen in the real life. That's why we call it realistic fiction, because it can happen for anybody at any time.